My grandfather saw his dead neighbor waving at him. This is a story my grandfather told me from when he was young. It happened in Poland, sometime in the 1960s or 1970s. His family lived on a farm in the middle of nowhere. To get there, you had to leave the main road, drive a few kilometers on a smaller road, then turn again and continue for several more kilometers on a dirt road through fields. For that time, especially under communism, his family had quite a lot of land to work. About 200 meters away from their house was the farm of their closest neighbors. Because the area was so remote, the two families had a very warm and friendly relationship. Everyone knew each other, people visited often, and they would regularly meet while working in the fields. I do not know the exact time of year, but it was during harvest season, because my grandfather was working a lot on the fields back then. At that time, hardly anyone had a tractor or proper means of transport. But somewhere in the village there was a Soviet van, a bukanka. Sometimes the driver would give my grandfather a ride to the village or back from the fields. One evening, my grandfather was dropped off near the farms. I do not know if he had been in the village, or if someone had picked him up from the fields. When he got out of the van, he saw his neighbor standing by the gate, waving at him. It was already evening, and my grandfather thought the neighbor wanted him to come over for a drink, a cigarette, or just to talk for a while. That was not unusual between the two households, so my grandfather started walking toward the gate. But when he got closer, he could not see anyone there anymore. He thought maybe the neighbor had gone into the garden or was waiting for him in the courtyard. When he arrived, he looked around, but there was nobody. Then he noticed a body lying near the gate. It was his neighbor. At first, my grandfather thought maybe he had collapsed or suddenly felt ill. After all, he had just seen him standing there and waving only moments before. But when he tried to move the body, he immediately felt how cold it was. He realized the man had already been dead for some time. There was nobody in the house, and there was no phone nearby, so my grandfather had to call for help. Eventually, when medical help arrived, they confirmed that the neighbor was dead. As far as I know, they assumed it had been a heart attack. The strangest part is that my grandfather was absolutely sure he had seen the neighbor standing at the gate, waving at him. But by the time he reached him, the man was already dead and cold. My granddad died in 1999, so unfortunately I can't ask him for the details anymore.